And now we have Andrea Karlitz on the line from many of our a favorite brand to many of us, I should say. Hi, Andrea. How are you?
Morning, Hayley. Fine, thank you.
Good. Thanks for coming on the show. I saw some of the quirky adverts that Vida's doing for the Forgot Your Lunch campaign. So I thought, let me get you guys on the line and just chat a little bit more about it. Vida seems to be, growing in leaps and bounds all the time in South Africa.
Yes, indeed. Yeah, thank you. I'm glad that hashtag caught your eye. We had a lot of fun in-house creating that campaign.
So now Forgot Your Lunch is obviously Vida's now serving meals where it used to just serve little snacks and sweet things.
Yes.
Is that right?
Yes. Yes. The inspiration for that came, as a brand and as a business, we've always been about, the customer and our customers' needs and always looking to sort of like satisfy that. And as a business, we sat back last year and we said, okay, let's just step outside of this and actually relook our current offering. Is it still current? Is this still serving our customer needs? And from that we identified that, our customers are maybe looking for a little bit more of an extended offering. You'll always find our iconic heroes like our amazing Quattro muffin, and it's just, I love that thing, but you can't have too many of those.
and
we just realized, you can only have so many pastéis, donatas, or muffins until you sort of reach that saturation point. And we thought, okay, what about that customer that comes into our store sort of 2-3 times a day? They're having meetings in our environment. They're coming in during lunchtime specifically, that sort of like 12 to 2 o'clock slot. And what are we actually offering them if they want to sort of like grab something that's not so carb heavy? And then we just started to see sort of like introduce the salads and the soup offering for winter. And it's been going really well and something we want to build on.
So it is going to be something that continues. It's not a temporary limited edition type thing.
Yes, so we started with this campaign now in June, July, sort of like the soup, salads and snacks offering, so that you'll see very much tied into the Forgot Your Lunch campaign, just to get the subtle message across. And then we are also looking at extending a different concept into some of our stores, which we're calling our deli offering. So you'll have a look at a store like the Vida in the waterfront environment. We've put in a sort of like a larger kitchen space in there, and that enables us to serve more sort of like gourmet types of burgers, a nice wrap for lunch. So we're looking at bringing in more of a sort of like a deli offering, but very site specific. It depends on what the size of the store
is. But now,
is and so forth.
do the Cape Town folk get better treatment than the Joe Burgers? I know they love their Vida, but you've got to spread it evenly.
So, obviously we are very proudly South African and proudly Cape Townian brand, born and bred in Clear Street about 15 years ago. But our Gauteng customer base and our KZN following and also our international following is becoming a big focus for us. We have to spread our wings, and we've actually just recently set up a satellite office in Gauteng specifically, and there's a lot of focus on those regions as well.
Did you say international? So are there Vida stores outside of SA?
Yes, we've got 4 amazing stores trading in Mauritius. We've got an awesome, Cape Townian couple that packed their bags and decided to choose the island lifestyle, and they're living, poor them. So they're living the brand in Mauritius, and it's doing really, really well. We're also expanding into Africa. We opened our Ghana store about a week and a half ago, and we are also live in Botswana, and more to come.
Oh, so it really is a proudly South African brand that's growing all the time.
Indeed.
And tell me, when I saw the packaging for the Forgot Your Lunch, like little foodies, it totally took me back to when I lived in London, and you stopped at like the Pret a Manger or any of those stores where they have so much food on the run.
Yeah. That is like a huge compliment to us. All the design is done in-house by our team here, but obviously we also travel quite extensively, and you just can't help to be inspired when you're in a place like London or Europe, and you just they just get it right. So obviously we take inspiration on when we travel, but for us the packaging, I really wanted to keep it quite simple and make it all about the food, and that's why you'll see the packaging is quite sort of like simple, organic looking almost, but with a bit of that that sort of like tongue in cheek that's become so
Vida.
that Vida has become known for, so just bringing in a bit of that on the packaging.
No, it's cool. I'm such a fan of food on the run, so I'm very glad we're
Awesome.
moving in that direction.
No.
And I
Awesome.
wanted to also ask you, which is the most popular store? I mean, I know Cape Townians love Vida, but is
Yeah.
Joburg competing now?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, it's quite a difficult question. I think, with a brand like Vida, when you become a loyal Vida fan or a Vida purist, you kind of have your own favorite store, which in your opinion is like the best Vida ever. But, for us, it's all about, stores like in our airport environment or in our shopping mall environment where you sort of like have a high foot traffic. Always those stores do really, really well. But then you've got those iconic high street stores like your Cliff Street store, your Greenpoint store, and some of the sites in Joburg as well. So
Okay.
I think that question it's all about which is your favorite Vida store.
You're being very fair.
Yeah.
And you mentioned how people often have meetings now in Vidas and in coffee shops. Does Vida offer Wi-Fi?
Yes, we do. We offer Wi-Fi across all our stores. Yes.
Oh, really? For free? Or do you get a certain amount free and then you pay?
Yes, there's a certain amount free. Wow, you've got me on the spot now, but I think
Sorry.
we've changed it recently. It's about an hour. You get an hour free, or yes, the first 100 megabytes or an hour for free.
Okay,
Yeah.
nice to know.
Yeah.
Brilliant. Well,
Yeah.
thanks. I just wanted to quickly
Cool.
catch up with the Vida guys and
much.
see how you do. I mean, it's a good experience going into a Vida. For some reason, the staff always seem like happy and helpful and enthusiastic. Do you put them through a special training process, or how do you get that? Because you're often so disappointed by service in South Africa, but Vida seems to get it right.
Oh, wow. Thank you. That's a huge compliment and definitely one of our sort of major goals that we strive for on a daily basis. And obviously our Majimbos, as we refer to our staff, are a crucial part of our business and a part of the experience that you get within a Vida store. And this is also something that we've invested quite heavily into, especially in the last sort of like 2-3 years. We've launched 2 training universities, as we refer to them, one based in Cape Town right next to our head office, and we've got one in Joburg and one launching in KZN quite soon. And all of our staff that you meet within our stores actually go through rigorous training of understanding the brand, understanding customer service before they actually enter into the store environment. And obviously our business is quite operational. So our team that we have on the ground does daily store checks, chats to the guys, making sure that, the customer always comes first and that vibe that Vida is so known for is prevalent in all of our.
Well, let me tell you, it is such a worthwhile investment because the difference is so clear and so obvious that effort's been made in that department. Really, really is. Anyway, thanks, Andrea. Have a wonderful weekend and hopefully catch up with you soon on the Hayley O Show.
Cool. Thanks, guys. Keep well.
Cheers. Bye. That's Andrea Karlitz from marketing at Vida Cafe. They definitely do get a lot of things right.